Have you ever stayed in a relationship that hurt just because you were scared of having nothing? She was told to adjust, to be grateful, to stop dreaming so big. But one day, everything changed when a single sentence finally made her brave enough to walk away. Once upon a time, in a dusty rural pocket outside San Antonio, Texas, there lived a girl named Marisol Reyes, 16 years old with tired eyes and a heart that still believed in tomorrow. Her trailer sat on a quiet road, where the wind carried heat like a warning, and the night sky felt closer than opportunities. Marisol's mom worked cleaning houses, her little brother needed school supplies they couldn't always afford, and their fridge was often a mix of leftovers and hope. Still, Marisol carried a dream like it was a secret treasure. She wanted to finish school, learn business English, and one day work somewhere with air conditioning and dignity. Somewhere she didn't have to apologize for wanting more. To keep that dream alive, she worked 2 jobs. Weekday afternoons at a small diner where the floor always smelled like fries and mop water, and weekends at a gas station off the highway where travelers bought snacks and looked through her like she was part of the shelves. Marisol smiled anyway. She learned to say, "Have a good day," like it meant something. She learned to count change fast. She learned to stand up for herself when grown. Men talked down to her, then to swallow the anger so she could get home before her mom worried. Poverty taught her survival early, but it didn't teach her how to stop loving people who didn't love her right. That's where Tyler came in. Tyler was 17, loud and charming in a small-town way, confident like the world owed him attention. When he first started talking to Marisol, she felt chosen. He'd call her smart, then laugh like it was a joke, like she was cute for trying. He'd show up at the diner after school, flirt in front of her coworkers, buy a soda and act like he was doing something generous. At first, his teasing felt harmless, even sweet. But teasing can turn into a leash if you don't notice when it tightens. Soon, Tyler wasn't just joking. He was correcting her, doubting her, shrinking her dreams until she started shrinking them herself. When Marisol talked about college programs, Tyler would roll his eyes and say things like, "You really think people like us do that?" When she practiced words she didn't know, business terms, interview phrases, he would mimic her, voice in a fake accent and laugh, until his friends laughed too. The worst part wasn't even the laughing. It was how he'd look at her afterward, like her pain was inconvenience. "Why you so sensitive?" he'd ask, as if her feelings were a problem she needed to fix. And everyone around them, neighbors, classmates, even a few adults, kept giving Marisol the same tired advice. "That's just how boys are. If you want a relationship, you adjust." Marisol tried. She adjusted her voice, adjusted her dreams, adjusted the way she stood and spoke, like she could shape herself into someone Tyler wouldn't embarrass. She stopped raising her hand in class because she didn't want to be laughed at later. She stopped talking about her future because every time she did, Tyler made it sound silly. She even started hiding small wins, an A on a test, a compliment from a teacher, because celebrating felt dangerous. Love became something she performed carefully, like walking barefoot on broken glass and calling it a road. She told herself Tyler had stress. She told herself he didn't mean it. She told herself anything, because leaving felt like failure, and she couldn't afford one more thing to fail. The breaking point didn't happen during a screaming fight. It happened on an ordinary night, which somehow made it worse. Marisol had just finished a long shift at the diner, her shoes soaked from spilled drinks, and her hands smelling like dish soap. Tyler picked her up and drove her to a small hangout spot near a field where kids parked and pretended they had freedom. She started talking, quietly, carefully, about a scholarship flyer her teacher had given her. Tyler listened with a bored face, then smiled like he was about to say something sweet. Instead, he said, "You're cute when you pretend you're going somewhere." He said it like a joke, like a truth, like a verdict. His friends laughed in the background. The air went still, and Marisol felt something inside her snap, not anger, not tears, something colder, clarity. If you're feeling this story, subscribe to English Story Academy right now, because the most emotional, best, and most interesting stories for learning English are coming. And you don't want to miss the next one. Marisol didn't shout. She didn't beg. She simply opened the car door and stepped out. Tyler called after her, annoyed like she was being dramatic. "Where you going? Don't be like that." But for the first time, Marisol didn't explain herself. She walked down the dirt shoulder of the road, past tall grass swaying in the heat, past the sound of laughter that used to control her. Each step felt like ripping a thread from her skin. She had no money in her pocket, no ride home, no plan, but she had something she hadn't felt in months. Her own voice returning, even in silence. She reached her phone and called her mom. not to ask permission, just to say, "I'm coming home." The next days were messy. Tyler texted like a storm, apologies mixed with insults, promises mixed with blame. He told her she'd regret it. He told her nobody else would put up with her attitude. Some classmates whispered. A few girls said, "I could never do that," like courage was a strange hobby. Even a neighbor told her mom she should have tried harder. But Marisol noticed something. The people who demanded she endure pain never had to carry it. Meanwhile, she still woke up early, still worked her shifts, still helped her little brother with homework. The difference was, she did it without fear of someone mocking her for trying. Her life was still hard, but it was hard in a clean way, not a cruel one. With Tyler gone, Marisol's dreams slowly took up space again. She started staying after class with a teacher, who helped her fill out applications. She practiced English out loud in her room, not caring if she sounded imperfect. She saved dollars in a jar labeled "Future" in shaky handwriting. She made friends with a girl at the diner who spoke kindly, the kind of kindness that doesn't require you to shrink. And late at night, when doubt crept in, Marisol would remember that sentence. "You're cute when you pretend." And instead of letting it crush her, she used it like fuel. Because sometimes the thing meant to break you becomes the reason you finally build yourself. Years passed, not magically, not easily, but steadily, like a candle that refuses to go out. Marisol graduated. She didn't become famous. She didn't suddenly become rich. She became something better, stable. She got a job in a small office, where she learned new skills and didn't have to stand all day. She helped her mom fix the trailer roof. She bought her brother a new backpack without counting coins twice. And one afternoon she ran into Tyler at a grocery store. He looked older, restless, still trying to act important. He smirked like he expected her to be impressed by his presence. But Marisol felt nothing sharp anymore. No fear, no need to prove herself, no urge to win. That was her glow-up. Peace so strong it made the past irrelevant. Later that night, Marisol sat on her porch with a glass of iced water, listening to the soft sound of Texas wind moving through trees. She thought about the girl she used to be, the girl who believed love meant enduring. Humiliation. She wished she could reach back through time and hold that girl's hands and say, "Walking away doesn't mean you lost. It means you finally chose yourself." In the distance, her mom laughed at something her brother said, and Marisol realized the courage to walk away wasn't just leaving Tyler. It was leaving the version of herself that thought she deserved less. And in that quiet moment, she knew the truth. Dignity is not something someone gives you. It's something you protect. No matter how poor you are, no matter how scared you feel. Moral. Real love never demands you shrink to be accepted. Walking away is hard, but staying where you're disrespected is harder. If this story touched you, subscribe to English Story Academy for more emotional, unforgettable stories to learn English through motivation.